everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor. If you are new to my channel, then make sure to subscribe and like this video and check out all of the other content and covers that I have put out for you guys. And if you are returning, then welcome back. Thank you so much for watching another video. Today's video is all about questions girls want to ask boys but are too afraid to ask. Now, I have put together a group of questions and I've asked them to my friends to see what they think. Each one of them has a different question, so we're just going to dive into their opinions and then we're going to have a little talk about it. I've tagged all of their Instagrams in the description box below so you guys can go and check them out. And let me just say before we get started, some of my boys, they went in. But I don't want to bore you guys with a super long intro. Let's just get into this video. Let's do this. So the first question that I asked is to one of the most important boys in my life, which is my boyfriend. His question is, when checking for a girl, what is the first thing you are looking at or for? So let's get into this.
I'll be real. So man, I'm gonna cap and say, yeah, man, look for personality and these things like, yeah, so.
When she gets over here, just tell her how you feel. Okay. What's up, Rob? Hey, Jane. You got a fat ass.
Man, them know when first checking for a girl, you're looking at her face and you're looking at her bumper. See it? Body and face. So all the girl them there with no body, no expect no man.
Oh my god. Okay. Before we even get into that, let me just say, if you have a small butt, if you have a fat butt, if you have a medium-sized butt, if you have a gym-toned butt, if you have your mum's butt, it does not matter. You will always find love. But a lot of my male friends, they love the back. It's just a big thing. But there are guys, some of my guy friends love breasts too. So you gotta just work with whatever your assets are and make it work for you. Now, I find interesting that is that you said that most guys are gonna lie and say that they look for personality, and I kind of feel like that's because that's what us girls will say. Us girls are far more in tune with our emotions, so we're out here saying, you know, it's all about personality, blah blah blah. But he's just keeping it real. These boys, they're looking at what your body's got going and then they'll see how far they're gonna go. Okay, so I feel like this is one of the biggest topics that our generation and sort of our age group really talks about. So the next question went to my friend Deshawn, and this question is, what is too high a body count for your wife? So kind of like, what is a wifeable body count? Because the body count question does come up. So
I'll be real with you, I don't want to know the number. I genuinely don't. Because I'm not going to like the number anyway. So it's better off I'm not knowing. If that makes sense.
Okay, so Deshawn says he doesn't want to know. Don't even tell me. I don't know if that's because he's come into contact with girls whose body count has just been so wild and it's like, damn! That might be the case for him, but I feel like there's a lot of guys that want to know. They want to know on the pure fact of, is she experienced, is she not experienced, and then how far on the level of experience are you? But you know, if you don't want to know and you just want to go off of what is really important about her, then that's good. Go for go. You got this. Okay, so the next question went out to my boy KD, and this question is one that I feel like I've come across it myself. I've come across it with my other girlfriends, and it's something that we probably do need to ask these boys because it's not something that we would probably admit to wanting to ask, but we probably do need to discuss it. So the question is, when do you think it is appropriate for a girl to post you and her together?
Well, I don't even think it's necessary. I don't. Girl think about it doing that thing. They not to be showed off, man. It should be low key. Do your thing, girl. Fuck the showing off thing, man. She ain't posting me.
I love that. It's the way he ended it. She ain't posting me. He went into some real cute reasons. He was like, no, girls think too much about the internet. And to be honest with you, like, social media has become such a big part of our generation's lives. Like, we use it every day. Whether people want to say that it's part of their lives so much that it's like running their lives or whatever it is, we use social media every day. So it's a big impact on our generation. And I feel like, yeah, it's true. Girls do want to be showed off. I think just the same same as a man would want to be showed off. I think the whole thing of posting you and your guy and then put an emoji over his face is ludicrous anyway. I think that's so weird and I'm not down for none of that. He said keep it low key. So I mean, it really depends on whoever you're with. Like, I think that's a conversation that you should have. You need to know if your partner wants to be exposed like that. But I do think that it is a little bit weird when they don't want to be posted, whether it's a girl not wanting to be posted or a boy not wanting to be posted. I think it works both ways. I do think it's a bit weird because I feel like the first thing that would come to my mind personally is why. Because for me, I'd be like, why don't you want other people to see that we're an item? But you know, it's cool. Keep your situations low key. People don't need to be in your business anyway. That's all messy and that's all for another video. Okay, so the next question is a bit of an interesting one because I felt like we need to ask this to the boys because I feel like we kind of get the flip side of this but we don't really talk about their side. So the question is, would you take your girl back if she cheated on you? So my boy actually came in and this is what he said.
Would I take a girl back if she cheated on me? Hell to the no. Firstly, I must be stupid. What, for her to cheat on me again? Do you expect her to take me back? Yes and no, but and if you're taking your girl back after she cheated, you gone nuts. I can't do that.
So he says, no way, hell to the no. He's not taking no girl back. But this is what I mean. This is why it had to be asked because we have to talk about the flip side. Ashley said, would I expect her to take me back if I cheated? Long pause. Yes and no. So I think it's down to your own character and kind of what it is that you would stand for. I feel like in this generation, in this time, we sort of talk about boys cheating on girls rather than girls cheating on boys, and I think we should be acknowledging both sides of this argument. And really, would you take them back? But I feel like the general consensus of people would say no until they're in the situation themselves. But you know, we move. My next question went out to my boy Shelly, and his question was, do you prefer your girl in lingerie or no lingerie? Now for some reason he chose not to be a part of the game and do a voice note, so I'm gonna read out his answer, and it simply says this: she must be in lingerie. You must be gay if you don't.
Jesus Christ.
No, I feel like it is again down to preference. There are a lot of guys I know that will say, you know, she can just wear t-shirt and panties and that's all good, but he believes that she gotta be wearing that lingerie. She gotta have that lace, that silk, it's gotta be popping, which is not a bad thing because I feel like a lot of us girls do buy lingerie and then you kind of put it on and you're thinking, oh, hold up, is he even gonna like this? Is this his kind of thing? So I mean, it's something that you can ask, and maybe you just switch it up every now and then, have a little surprise, maybe on his birthday, Valentine's Day, maybe you just go all out, weekend away together. But he believes it should always be lingerie. A lot of boys can feel uncomfortable with the idea of their girl being surrounded by a lot of boys. Let's get into his answer.
Yes, of course. Oh boy, if we stop linking or whatever, she's definitely cutting one of the brethren or something.
Oh, hell no!
Something's gonna go on, you get spooky, trust me. Or something might low-key just have already happened and you just don't know about it. You don't know these days, man. It's scary, trust me.
OMG, that kind of made me a bit sad. Oh my gosh. So Shelly has clearly gone through some things. That's just what I'm gonna take from that. Seriously, girls, we need to stop hurting the guys, okay? We need to remember they have hearts too. He believes, no way am I gonna be comfortable with her being surrounded by a bunch of guys, because his thought process is she's probably already done something low-key with somebody and hasn't told you about it, or she's gonna come out of this relationship when it all goes wrong and she's gonna start linking one of your friends. If you're a girl that has a lot of male friends, make sure that your boyfriend or whoever you're talking to and trying to develop something with is comfortable with the idea of you having a lot of friends, because there's no point in you lot getting down the line and realizing he don't trust you because of the fact you got a lot of males around you. Okay, so the next question went out to my boy Beefy, and his question was, was, what's the deal if mumsy doesn't like her? And I feel like we do need to get into this discussion, because a lot of girls sort of just feel like once they're in the relationship, no one can tell them nothing. And a lot of my boys are very, very close with their mums, so you need to make sure that you've got that foundation in that relationship there. So let's get into his answer.
If mommy not like she, then she can go on for she blood clot. At the end of the day, yeah, your mum knows best, innit? Some of them whatless man will pick gal over their mum. Nah, man, not round there. Big man thing. If mommy's not rating that thing, then why need rammer? Just imagine chilling with your girl and your mum, and the air's just mad awkward because your mum don't rate like. Wouldn't it make you feel uncomfortable? Nah, I couldn't do it. Still, she gotta go, man. She gotta go.
She gotta go, man. She gotta go. It's true. The last thing you want is to be in a relationship and you're in your own home with your mother and your partner, and the air is just so tight. It's uncomfortable. It's just the conversation doesn't flow. You're feeling like you've got to start every conversation because your girl's not going to start one and your mum's not going to start one. No one wants to talk. Like, no, we do not want that. And I do think it is really important that girls are building a relationship with the mums, because otherwise you're putting everyone in an extremely uncomfortable position. At the end of the day, his mum is always going to be there, darling. You are the choice. So you have to get that foundation in there. It's really important. Okay, so the next question went out to my boy Kieran, and his question was, do you lose respect for a girl if you fuck the first time you link up? Because there are a lot of times when us girls would probably think, he just wants to sleep with me, he just wants to sleep with me. Let's get into this. Let's see what he has to say.
I mean, you see, the whole thing with this is, if you fuck on the first link, do you lose respect? My answer is no, personally, because, you know, I feel like you have your intentions with someone just by talking to them. So even if you hear on the first link or you hear on the fifth link, you'll know what you want to do with that girl. And so my answer is no to that. It's a bit wild. But some girl, you know, you just hit them up just to cheat them. So some girl, you already know when you're shouting them if you're gonna respect them or if not.
Oh Lord, that started taking a swift left turn. This is what I mean, girls. Reputations follow you, and the way that you set yourself up in life is how it's going to affect your relationships, your friendships, your situationships, whatever the hell you've got going on. Like Kieran said, if a guy really knows what his intentions are from the minute he sees you, from the minute you start having conversation. Now, it might be that you guys when you first meet up with each other and that's how the night goes. It doesn't mean that he's going to lose respect for you, but they've already got girls categorized as girls that are like, I'm gonna hit her up and she's gonna be down for sex. Like, that's simple. And there will be other girls where it's like, this is something different. You're on a different sort of level. So I do kind of get where he's coming from, and I think at the end of the day, there's got to be accountability held somewhere. But at the end of the day, like he's saying, if we meet up for a date and we beat at the night, I'm not gonna lose respect for you, because you never know what's gonna happen in the future. Okay, so my next question went out to my boy Mel's, and if you haven't checked out his music, you need to get up all into that right now. I'm going to show you guys a little clip from his latest music video.
Who the fuck is Don?
His question was, what are the biggest turn-offs in girls? Because lately there's been so many conversations on like, what are your icks and your icks and guys and your icks and girls. So I'm gonna get him to break it down.
Now some more time, like for me, obviously anyone can say like, a girl that don't look after themselves, like obviously everyone wants that in it, but I think on a deeper one, I think it's more like, you know, like a girl with no drive. Like if you want a missus, you both want to be like bosses in it and shit like that. So like a girl with no purpose, no drive, no vision. I think that's bad in a woman, man. Because as men, we're meant to be kings, you get it, and as women, be a queen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be one of these basic bitches, man. I want to live off a man and just look to get waved on the weekend and shit like that. Like, a woman with no elevations, that's dead to me, man. Terrible, absolutely terrible.
Terrible. I completely get that as well. I feel like we are definitely a society that is raising our daughters to feel like they are queens and that our queens should go and find kings. But are we really talking about raising our sons to be kings and going to find themselves a queen? We really need to keep that standard the same. So I completely get what you're saying, and if you're not, terrible. Okay, so my next question went out to one of my oldest friends, which is Ro, and his question was, do you care if girls are shaved or not? Because this is something that we probably should talk about. I feel like a lot of girls feel like they need to be as slick as a baby's butt, and really your boyfriend might not care, or the guy that you're hitting might not care, or he will really care. So it is something, again, don't be shy to have these questions and ask them. So let's get into it.
Personally, I don't care if she's shaved or not. Like, it doesn't matter, because it's about how it feels, not about how it looks, if that makes sense.
Oh, you nasty.
Like, it's all personal preference on her. Like, if she wants to shave, for her, that's cool. But like, don't think that like, oh, because you haven't shaved, like, oh, nah, I'm still beating, you know, I'm still beating.
Okay. Oh my god, it's slightly bringing tears to my eyes. Listen, I'm close to my boys and we'll talk about crazy shit. I don't really care, but I've never heard one of them say that. It's not about what it looks like, it's about how it feels at the end of the day. It's about how the nanny feels. Whether you're shaved or not, if he wants to hit it, he's gonna hit it. So I don't think, girls, we need to be stressing about that too much, but it's personal preference. So you can have that conversation, but you know, if he's down to ride, he'll probably still hit it. Okay, so my next question is for my boy JD, and I feel like this is a question that's really talked about a lot in our like generation. And his question was, do you think guys should pay on the first date? I'm not talking about all dates, I'm talking about the first one. Let's get into it.
But if he's just trying to smash, then that bitch better pay. I've already paid for the hotel.
Simply put, if he's paid for the hotel, she better cover the meal, because a lot of girls want to be taken out on a date before any of that kind of freaky stuff even start happening. So he said, if I pay for the hotel, honey, you better pay for the meal. We're gonna 50-50 split this somewhere along the night, which I think is very respectable. I think if you are trying to get to know somebody who's trying to be close, I think especially in the early stages, impressions are really gonna become very concrete in your mind. So like he said, if I pay for the hotel, you better pay for the meal, and vice versa. If she all of a sudden says, oh, I got us a hotel tonight, cool, maybe he'll be thinking, I'll cover the meal then, I got you. So the last question that I've got is for my boy Mali, and this question, I saw a video, like I feel like it was all the way last year. There was this video that was kind of going viral around Instagram.
What's going on here? Like, why she in the front seat? And I get that that's your mom and everything, but like, you going to the back, right? No, absolutely not. Why? What are you talking about? I'm your wife. Are you serious right now? Okay, calm down. We gotta keep having these type of conversations. Every time I link up with your mother, is always a problem.
Obviously, like I've said before, my boys love their mothers. Their mothers are their rocks. So when it comes to this, I thought, let me ask them and let me see what they think. So this is Mali's response. Oh, and again, Mali couldn't send a voice note because sometimes the phone's not wanting to cooperate. So I'm gonna read out his answer. And he said, honestly, it has to be my mum. No way can a girl try and argue with me about my mum sitting in the passenger, because my mum will tell the girl herself what's going on. Then she'll set it on me for choosing a girl like that in the first place. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean. He already is thinking about himself as well. He's saying, if I argue with my mum and say that my girl's gonna stay in the passenger seat, then not only is she gonna be cussing the girl, but then she's gonna be cussing me for picking a wild girl like that. So he's saying it's mum in the front always. Even if we're going to pick her up, respectfully, my girlfriend, get out of the car, move to the back seat, let my mom sit in the front, and we'll go to our destination. And I do feel like that's very respectable. I don't think it's this thing that needs to be hashed out in like this big argument. It's very easy to just move to the back, like you're all gonna still be going to the same destination anyway. But that's a pride thing. That's a pride thing, and if you're stubborn and your pride is high, it might be an issue for you down the road. And that concludes this video. Obviously we are in a lockdown, so I would have preferred to have done this with all of my guy friends around me and we would have done this big debate. But let me know if you want me to do another style video like this. Let me know if you want me to do the flip side. Should I ask my girlfriends some questions about guys? When we can get back together and things are so much better, we will be doing some videos together, getting some debates going. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree with what the guy said or do you disagree? Don't forget to click that subscribe button and please like this video, and don't forget to share. Let the people know what we're doing out here. I'm getting far more frequent with my content posting, so I'm trying to give you guys as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching this video. We out.